Hit it up. We live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We live. We live. We live. I beat D, Dr. Frizzle, Dr. Frizzle Frost. And today we interviewing Treyfergs. So Treyfergs, let the people know a little bit about yourself real quick.
What's up, brother Frizzle Frost, man? I appreciate you having me today, man, on this Friday, man. Hope everything's going well with you and your family, man. Yeah, man, I'm just old Mason Dixon line country boy, uh, born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. Of course, 5 sisters, brother, father, all in the home, mother, father, you know, pretty decent secondhand athlete. Wasn't no top 300, but I had nice little skills, nice little basketball skills. Went to a Division II school. Uh, After that, I joined the military. When I got out, went back to school, finished up my 4-year degree. Worked years in Chicago. Just moved, got married, to a beautiful woman. Just finished up my 1-year certificate of web design from DeVry last year, 2023. Now I'm retired, finding stuff to do, run across great guys like you, man. Just trying to find my space in this internet thing, man.
Yes,
YouTube.
sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir, man. It's all love, man. Questions about the military. So, like, what were some fun things you could say that you done while serving in the military?
Man, I guess it go back from when I first went in, man. When you go into basic training, you pretty much locked in. You really confined to the base, just doing all military stuff. You learning how to march together. You learn how to shoot your weapon. You spend 40, 50 hours cleaning your weapon. Just learning how to pack your gear, how to hold your weapon, all that. You go to the range a lot. I ain't gonna necessarily call it fun, but then when you get to your AIT, that's the Army Intensive Training. That's where you go to learn the skill that you went in the Army for. So you spend 10 weeks in basic training, and then from there you go to whatever you're gonna do in the Army. You go to that school. That could be anywhere between 2 to 13 months, depending on what you're doing. We used to get out, and when you get to the AIT, you can earn weekend. Okay, everybody gets a weekend pass, but if you score above a certain number when you do your PT test every Friday, you can leave on Friday, and then Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday, as long as you're back for Monday, a call. So it was about 4 or 5 of us that used to get out on Friday because we would score high points, And man, we would travel because I was in Fort Dix, and we used to go all over Fort Dix is up in New Jersey, Camden and all that. Not too far from Philadelphia, about an hour and a half from Philly, something like that. And man, these guys, man, I was the only one over 21. So they would, when you spend that much time in basic training and school, you accumulate a lot of money. You might have 4 or 5 stacks in the bank because you ain't spending no money. So when you get your passes, right?
Right.
So these guys would get the hotel room, they would rent a car. I would be the driver. I wouldn't really pay nothing. And man, we used to ride all over, man. It used to be so much fun. One time we went to this little housing project area, but the housing project, the actual building was inside of it was inside of like a mountain or something, like, I don't know. So it was one way in and one way out. So when you drove in, you saw the front, like little porches and it was like nobody out on the porch. So I guess when we got like 3 little apartments in, all of a sudden you just see people just shooting outside. Kids, adults, everybody just hanging out the windows. It's weird. I'm like, man. There was no windows to the apartments that were not on the end because again they were all inside the mountains. So we're just like, what the hell? You know, we driving through it, they looking at us all weird and stuff, and it's like because I don't know what we was doing, man. We was looking for something. It's like, you want to ask? I'm like, no way. I'm not stopping.
Yeah, I was just asking.
Yes. We everyone got out of it. I mean, we had to drive because you couldn't get out once you get in, so we had to drive all the way through. And it was a little wild experience. And then, you know, one time we was ready to go to Philadelphia, we just had to cross the bridge, and everybody got scared. Like, no, man, don't go to Philadelphia. And then once you go to your duty station, you know, you just at the end when everybody graduate, they go off to their specific places they gonna be, whatever. I went to Fort Hood because I was the leader. I got the leadership award coming out of school, right? So I get to Fort Hood. There's like, we're going to Saudi Arabia. I'm like, Saudi Arabia. So within 30 days of me going to Texas, I was in Saudi Arabia. And man, that was wild. When I got to Saudi Arabia, you know, I mean, I had such a great experience. But I'll tell you one particular story. In my compound, well, in my unit, it was only about 30 of us that went in my unit because I worked in the replacement unit. And what that is, whenever you go to a base, they're going to house you for a little bit of time, like in like a little temporary unit. So you come, we give you housing, we put you up in a barracks. It's like a college dorm. You go there, then whatever unit you go to, they go come and get you. You know, you're gonna process in, and we're gonna house you, and you can go eat there and everything. So one time when we was in the desert, a unit came in, and the unit was a male unit out of Ohio. It was 2 units. One of them was, I know, was out of Ohio. One of them was out of New York. They combined. It was like 90% female, mostly female. And our first sergeant said, do not let those females come and take showers. Because we had built a little makeshift shower where we had hot water and everything. He was like, don't let them do it because they got feminine products and they're going to mess it up. So I never forget, the guy was in the shower, the Hispanic guy, he was in the shower. So I came to get in the shower. And right when I was getting in, he was getting out because it was like 3 stalls. So he was like, and he was one of them guys. He gonna do whatever they say.
Right.
You know, you follow orders. That ain't nothing. So when I'm in the shower, I just got in. I ain't been there a minute. I ain't even risked. You know how you wash off. You know, just let the water run, and you just try. So
they getting started.
Yeah. Soon as he get out, about 8 females come in the shower because this is a little room where it was like it was 3 stalls, but had a little curtain, but had like a little area where you can get out and dry off and all that. So he got out. He reached back. He was talking to me over the show. He said, Ferg, man, it's about 8 females out here, and they all want to take a shower. I said, he's like, what should I do? He said, you know, first one said they can't take a shower. I said, man, let them in the shower. He's like, you said, I said, yeah, let them in. I'm in there, butt on naked. Listen, what I tell you, those females, they clothes on. 2 of them got in the shower with me. I didn't even know. The other 5 or 6, they got in the other 3 showers. So it was like a whole party in the shower.
Dang.
Yeah, and man, we just, and they had no flashlight. See, I had a flashlight, you know, because it'd be dark out there. You're in the middle of the desert, you ain't got no street light. So I got my little flashlight, and they just started talking, man. And look, in the military, I don't care what their face is like, 9 out of 10 bodies is tight. Bodies it's tight.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm talking about everybody got
Yes,
a nice
sir.
body. That's like, you working out. Man, when I tell you we was in the
Working out,
shower,
yeah. You staying fit.
man, we in the shower, we just washing, they washing my back, I'm washing their back, we just talking and laughing and stuff, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm sitting in there, man. All of a sudden, man, I hit one of them. I'm like, look, they looking at me like, we ain't got nowhere to go. I'm like, I know. I was like, we gonna take a rain check. And it was awesome. Man, when I tell you, it was about 450 females though that was in that little compound. It was mostly females. Man, I met one little chick in New York, man. She was so fine. Man, I went to her tent one night and it was all females in the tent because when they like your sleeping quarters and when you out in the field or something like that, you separate the men and the women. Man, I went in there one night and I'm fresh out of basic training, school. I'm built,
Right.
all that testosterone done built up, man. Man, I tell you, I that's when when you're young, man, you used to try to count the time. Man, I went
Oh
in
yeah,
there, I went over a tent about 8:30. I never forget. And she was in a tent. And we didn't have no walls. They just had like a little it's like a little poncho that they hang up, like a little, you can hang up, make it like a little, fake.
Yeah.
Man, I was in there, man. Man, she was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What's up?" Man, that's all you heard. Man, for about 3 hours. It got so, and you know how you trip. I thought I was tripping. It got so quiet in there because at first, you can hear females talking. Man, next thing you know, man, I was in there, man. And it got so quiet in there, bro. Everybody was listening. The next day, when the next day, man, everybody was like pointing at me and shit, like, hey, what did I done did? And man, you talking about the best time, man? Because after 6 months, we went back to Fort Hood, and just luckily they came through Fort Hood on their way home. Man, half of them that was in the shower, man, guess what? They came straight back to the barracks with me and our little wild roommate. Man, we was wild that day. That was wild.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was probably one of the best times.
Oh man, you had a
It was wild.
You had a wild start. A wild start coming out of training.
Yes, sir. It was wild, man. The Fort Hood was probably the best place, man.
I tell you was out there. It was classic.
Man, it was wild, man. I'm telling you, man, it was wild. It was wild, man. Because when you're young, you standing up like you Hulk Hogan, like, yeah.
Right.
It was wild, man. That's all I can say. It was wild.
Testosterone out of sight.
It was
wild. So check it out, Trey. How long did it take you to break a weapon down, put it back together?
Man, I actually, outside of when I got to Fort Hood too, you can qualify. Well, you don't have to qualify. If you go to your superiors and say, I want to go to this school, right? So I saw that they had a weapons school that was coming up a little, it's like a 2-week school. And when I tell you, they taught me how to break down a weapon. Even though in basic training, you learn how to break your weapon down. It probably take about 45 seconds, a minute or something. Once I went to that weapons school, man, I could probably break down an M16 probably in about 16, 17 seconds. That's from start to finish with rail, pin, all of that. And then we did the 45s because the officers carry 45s. Then we broke down grenade launchers. It's like an M16 with a little grenade launcher on the bottom. Yeah, put it on you pop your grenade probably about 50, 60 yards. If that I can't remember how far, but you can just hit it. It sounds like boop. That's how it sound when they leave the gun. Next thing you know, boom.
Yeah.
So, and then the M60 is a big gun with the tripod on it, where somebody got to hold the bullets and slide them in for you. Man, I learned how to break all them down, man. Everything I could do everything in under a minute. Because that was part of your training. You had to be able to break it down and then put it back together in like a minute. So that's just part of the training. So it was cool, man. It was cool. I also went to airsoft school.
Right there,
you ever seen the commercial where they rappelling down the helicopter and they talking about be all you can be in the Army? It's a little commercial. You'll see it when they rappelling. So I went to that school. That school was 2 weeks. Like, but it was like it was different. It wasn't no special forces or nothing. It wasn't no airsoft, but it was guys that went to airsoft. I mean, went to airborne school where they shot out the parachute. They also went to airsoft school, and they were saying airsoft school was a lot harder because they deduct points for everything. Like if your little emblems for your rank, if any brass is showing, they deduct 5 points. If you late for a formation, they deduct 5 points. If your fucking shoes ain't polished, they deduct 5 points. So after 40 points, you disqualified. They keep you out. You can't come back. So
it's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. So we was doing the obstacle course. And if you ever seen the military obstacle course, they have this thing look like a big ass ladder. Big old thing. And it's just it's like 2x6 turned on the side. And you got to climb over. And the higher you go up, the farther apart they get. So when I got to the top, it was one that stood right here from where I was standing to the top, but the next one was right here in my neck. And you ain't got no rope, ain't nothing to tie you down. You ain't got no tie downs or nothing. So I got up there. I started getting scared, like, oh man, I'm gonna fall because I ain't never climbed that high. It's higher than the house. It's high. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't gonna make it. They're like, man, you got so many minutes, man, to get down. I'm like, oh, I ain't gonna make it. So I got up where I was stuck. I was like, man, I'm gonna fall. And then I wasn't trusting myself, man. And I stood up there for maybe about a minute and a half. They're like, come down, soldier, come down, because they always tell you, hurry up. Man, all of a sudden I threw my leg up. Oh man, I'm gonna flip over and be done. And it's crazy because once I got my body up on the plank, it was easy to just slide over, come on down, and then I came on down. It wasn't nothing after that. It was cool, man. It's a lot. There you had to do 12 miles. We have to complete 12 miles in 3 hours. And you got a 50-pound back on your rucksack on your back, and you got to have your weapon.
Yeah, run around like a turtle.
Yeah, I did my 12 miles in 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I had 20 minutes to spare. But it was guys that did it like 2 hours. The fastest I think was like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. I wasn't trying to be those guys. I'm like, shit, I'm good. I got 20 minutes. So that was good, man.
Yeah.
That was good.
Average. As long as you average, you're good.
Yeah, I was gonna be
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was trying to do 20 years. I think I was going to do 20 years, but I just I got hurt. I ended up having back surgery when I was in the military. I got hurt in the training. And that's what sort of pushed me out. So
right. So you ever parachuted? Jumped out the chopper?
No,
you know what I'm saying? You ever took that flight?
I didn't. I mean, the aerosol is different. Aerosol, you repel, you got the rope and you come down and once you learn how to repel, man, it's fun. Because you come down face first like that, you know what I'm saying? You just pull the little rope and it just stops you like, Arr! But as far as the aerosol, I didn't get to get that far because again, I got hurt. So I spent the last 2 years in the Army hurt. Profile, what they call it. Couldn't do PT.
Right. You never got a chance to get in the field.
No, I mean, I did what I was.
What the battle.
I went, well, actually, when I went to the Gulf War, that was the war. But once it was over and everybody came back, I never got to pursue other schools after Air Assault and go through all that because I was hurt. I got hurt.
Right.
But I did. I reclassed. Once I left Fort Hood after 3 years, I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana. Down by, sort of Lake Charles down on the Gulf Coast. You probably know Lake Charles. And that's where we used to go at on Sundays and stuff down there. But Louisiana was a little different, man. Louisiana, man, I hated that. I hated Louisiana. And I made the best of it because I met a lot of good people. But as far as like where the base is located and what's around the base, not too much going on. And, it was just, so that's how I met some good friends that lived in Gulfport, Moss Point, Biloxi. I spent a lot of time in Biloxi when I was down there, Pascagoula, Van Cleve, Mobile. I've been to Mobile a few times. So, yeah, so it was, I loved it down there, man. That was some of the best times of my life because I ended up graduating from Mississippi State. So. Yeah.
Okay. So when before you got to the Army, I know you had this thought process going through your head, how it's gonna be, but was it different once you got in there?
Oh yeah. I mean, listen. I had no plans on ever joining the service. You'd have met me in high school. My father used to be like, "Boy, you need to go to the man. You crazy? I'm not joining no service." I used to see the recruiter and run. Like, no, I'm going to college. And that's what I did. I went to college. And then when I hurt my knee, they took my scholarship. So, and I didn't want to take out no student loans at the time, which really I only owed $1,000. But I was like, man, I ain't gonna do it. So then I had a friend, his ass joined the service, but he was running from the law. He was out in them streets doing dumb stuff. He was running. And he told me, I was like, all right, cool. He actually made it. He went in. He was gone for like 8 weeks. He had orders to go to Germany and everything. And the thing about the military is that you can have, you could have been in trouble with the law as long as you don't have anything pending. Like you ain't got court dates set up and you trying to join the service or whatever. No. And even when they have a honesty clause, like say, because in the military, it's crazy. When you first get there, right, they have this little, they have it like 20 stalls lined up.
Yeah.
And all of the stalls have curtains and a garbage can. And they'll tell you, whatever you got in your damn pockets, you dump that shit out. Whatever is in your pockets, dump it out. Man, you talking about. When I went in there, I saw joints, I saw pills, you see all kinds of stuff, pocket knives, everything. You see all that.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's
they had it all in their pocket. What's in the pocket?
But once you're honest, the slate is clean. They're not holding it against you because they let you go in that room and they don't know who put it in there. So everybody come out, everybody's clean, and you ain't messing up your life. And that's the good thing about it. Even if you like me, I tried to join the reserve 2 years before, right? But I was smoking, man. I was I was smoking like 2 days before I even tried, went through the little process. So I came up hot. I never forget, I got the letter in the mail. I got it before my mama got it because I told her I was going to the reserve. She's like, happy. I got that. I seen it. I'm like, oh, I seen what it said. I do it away. So I ain't say nothing else about it. So when I was trying to go back again, it kept denying me. The recruiter was like, man, why is that shit denying? I'm like, man, I don't know. Because I wasn't thinking like, oh, it kept me out. He's like, man, you got a red flag. What's going on? And I was like, man, I don't know what's going on. He's like, I ain't been locked up. I ain't been nothing. So we went back to his office and then he was looking. Then he said, man, you smoke weed? I said, yeah. Man, that's the problem, man. He removed that check off her and said reports that he smoked marijuana. He just put it in the reports that he smoked marijuana. Because I was, doing the same thing. I had a party like the Friday before I was gonna go, and I was doing the same thing. Man, everybody was passing it, so I was like, yeah. And once he checked that box, I heard nothing else about that, man. They processed me in, went through all my little physical and stuff, man. 5 o'clock, man, I was on the plane to Fort Dix, New Jersey. Was out of there. So you can do what you do. You just have to be honest with it. That's the thing. A lot of guys are like, I got a record now. As long as you tell them and you ain't got nothing pending. And the Army will actually vouch for you if you got some, like, you can't have no major felonies and nothing, but you did some crazy dirt, then they'll vouch for you and let you go on and go in, man. Those be the best soldiers, though. The dudes that be out on the streets acting stupid, when they go in, man, it's the best life because it gives them discipline and it shows them how they can be successful without all of that. So, yeah.
Right. Okay, hold up for a second. I'm having some technical. Okay, is that better? I'm back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It seemed like I fell up out of there. It kept loading.
Okay.
I'm all right. Okay. Let me shout everybody out that came through real quick. Appreciate you coming through. 28 baby. Hi son, I see you. Run Matt. Appreciate you swinging through. And what's up to 907 Good Eats. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Yes, sir. So I kind of missed them last. I kind of missed the last section of it, man. My internet is bugging right now. We just had a storm come through, so kind of bugging.
No, I was just saying that, when I was in what was I talking about? When I was going in, the process that they have, like even if you had some trouble with the law, as long as there's nothing pending, meaning you ain't got no court dates coming up or whatever. And if it ain't nothing too serious, you can actually have a recruiter go with you to court and let the judge know that you joined the service and you'll be leaving next couple of weeks or whatever, and they'll pretty much commute your sentence. Like,
write it off.
Yeah, as long as it ain't nothing stupid, what I'm saying.
Ain't no felony or nothing like that.
Yeah, it ain't no felony, then you good. But if you lie, like the friend that I thought was, good, he had me to join, he ain't got caught. He ain't got caught selling to the police some drugs, right? So they ain't like they just had him on video. So he actually was in basic training. When the warrants come out, they flew him back home. He went to court. They told him what his charges were. When he got back to the base, the captain was asking, "Man, did you do this?" And he was like, when they trying to say yeah, but they can't tell you because they can't tell you to say nothing. But they was like, he said they asked him about 10 times, "Man, did you do this?" And he kept saying no. And then the captain said, "Well, we can't do nothing to help you." And they sent him back home. And that dude, man, from that point on, man, that dude spent the next 20 years in and out of jail or prison, man. All because of that. But if he would have said, yeah, that he did it, the Army would have said, okay, he's a good soldier, no behavior problems, we're going to take care of, and he could have been on.
Right.
So, yeah, but he spent a lot of time, man. But he changed his life, man. He got a master's degree. He actually ended up working for the city. He was a manager of the city. You know what I'm saying? He turned his life around. That's why I don't care about dudes that complain about life and they ain't had nothing like that. This dude got 3 felonies and escape charge while he was on the watch and ended up being a manager of the city. And now he's making almost $100,000 a year. So
Hey,
you can
that's
always change your
nice.
life.
You can always flip it around. Always.
Yes, sir.
So how did your time serving like affect your mind frame of thinking? Like before you went in to after when you came out?
I mean, that's a good question. When I went in, man, I was just living life as it came to me, it, talking to the ladies, blah, blah, blah. And I ain't worried about saving. I ain't worried about nothing. But once I got in and went to the Gulf War, my mind shifted about America because I was like, America's on something. Yes, America been, it really hit me like, damn, America's BS. Because when I was over in Saudi Arabia, man, it's beautiful over there.
Yeah,
Everything is beautiful. I mean, ain't no crime rate like that. Every time I saw, they only drove Caprice Classics, those big body Caprice Classics,
yeah.
BMW, Mercedes, and
Mm-hmm.
those Nissan Datsun Nissan pickup trucks. That's all I saw over. There was a few other cars, but that's all I saw for the most. Because I was in Riyadh. Riyadh is the capital, so you see the best of everything.
Oh yeah.
So when I got and I used to sit down and talk to the people that lived in the country because I was fortunate enough to be able to go downtown and be a part of, I was going to their mall. Man, their mall, every brand had its own store, if you understand what I'm saying. Like if you go to Walmart, right? Walmart
Yeah.
got what, 20,000 brands?
Right.
Over there, every brand had its own store. So
Okay.
even if the store, like say that somebody was selling bobby pins, little pins, women sticking their hair,
Right.
their store might be that wide, but it's 10,000
Okay.
bobby
They
pins.
they had like them little stands.
No, it was in the mall though. It was in the mall.
Yeah.
It was just everything was, and the bigger the store, bigger the product, the bigger the space that they took up.
Okay. That what it
Yeah.
is.
So it was like I was like, but the mall was so big. I spent 2 hours in the mall. I probably went 80 feet from the door. It was the Mall
Mm.
of America ain't got nothing on that mall because it's so big. And they created a wave pool in a they created a wave pool in a lake. I don't know how they did it, but they made that lake have waves. Like we got little wave pools in the parks. They created one in a lake. That's how big it was. But they don't deal in I'll show you in this flea market. They don't deal in 14 karat gold. Everything over is 1824. Everything
Mm.
at that time. Um, and it's a unique thing. When I was there in 1990, gas was in Saudi Arabia. Gas was 14 cents a gallon.
Ooh.
In Iraq, it was like 13 cents a gallon, and in Afghanistan, I believe it was like 14, 15%. So, and that was then. So you fast forward, and people can check it out. You can Google it and see what in 2015, 20, I think it was 2015, gas was still the same price as it was back in 1990.
Right.
So they'll never run out of oil, brother. There's enough oil
Yeah.
to fuel the earth for the next 500 years if they wanted
Oh,
it.
okay. Go over there, get some gas, and bring it bite. You know what I'm saying?
It'll never run out of oil. So don't listen, but see, what I learned about America is that America will forever do what they have to do to keep the brothers from really finding their true strength. That's what I
Yeah.
learned. Because if you have to go on these spaces and you listen to guys who've been in the military, they talk a little different, even about America. Like they understand it because once you get out of the country and you see the difference of how people treat you and connect with you, then you come back here, you marginalized, like you ain't nothing and all that. So it gave me a whole insight. And I used to tell my friends this when I used to come home on leave and stuff. I used to tell them,
Yeah.
man, in 20, 30 years, man, America ain't gonna be nothing. Oh man, America, the greatest country in the world, blah, 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 blah. And now look at us. We damn near bankrupt. Uh, uh, when we was in the Gulf War, the king of Saudi Arabia, that's when the first Bush was in office, told him that he'll give us, all the soldiers, an extra $1,000 a month. Bush said no. He said, no, we don't want it. When we left there, they owed us a lot of millions of dollars because we took a lot of our technology over. And Hussein has set those oil wells on fire. He set about 80 oil wells on fire. He set them on fire. We took our technology over and capped them out so it wouldn't just burn out the oil. We plugged them up, put the fires out. So they was in debt to us, millions of dollars. Now we in debt to them, damn near trillions of dollars.
Damn.
And Saudi Arabia hasn't really got nothing.
It's crazy how things flip around, huh?
Yeah, but you see how, and so it's just when I saw like how they was, it just woke me up about being an adult, how they treat us as men of color, how they always try to push us to the rear. It just made me more determined to, like I said, go back to school, move a little differently, not put myself in positions to be, subjugated to the BS that they was doing, because I saw New Jack City when I was in the service.
Yeah.
It was right after I got back from Saudi Arabia. New Jack City came back. And I actually went with a girl that I met in Saudi Arabia because they, like I said, they came through for a hood. And when I saw New Jack City, I said, no, I'm getting ready to re-enlist. That's what made me re-enlist and do another 4 years after I saw that shit. I said, if that's the shit that's out there, I'm not going out there. And a lot of my friends either sold it or used it. I got a couple of friends now that are not here because they used it. And a couple of friends that spent 15, 20 years in and out of the pen because they sold it. And this is where we are 25, 30 years later, as a result. So,
right.
So I don't know. It gave me a sense of direction, a little more focus. I knew I needed to go back to school. I did that. I let the military pay for that. And, I just always been focused on trying to just help people, just be better. That's all,
Yes, sir. So, Trey, we got a question from the chat. 907 says, would you ever live overseas?
Yes. Yes, I would. And I'll say this. Me now, as the age I am, I would, it would really, okay, I've thought about going to Africa, to spending some time there, and my wife talk about it. But I would surely recommend somebody who's a young adult, 21, 22, 23, to go live overseas. Because think about it. America tells you everything to be scared of. And they always telling you to be scared overseas, right? But how in the hell are they always over with their cameras talking about a great view, a great scene, it's a beautiful this, a beautiful. But they tell you
getting out this footage.
See what I'm saying? But here's the thing. They keep you here. They're going to tax you everything. You go over there, you just transfer the American dollar to their dollar. Now you got damn near double the dollar, and then you can live a little different. The laws are a little different. You can't be going over like you're going to work out on the dinner table at the open mark, and you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to go over and disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But, and it ain't going to be no, like you can't go apply for a job like you do here at a factory or something. You're going to have a skill that the people could use. Because if you see the little short videos, a lot of guys that do those jobs, and that's what they did to America. And this is why the younger generation are having an issue now with money, because when I was coming out, that's why they call us Generation X. We came out of high school with the skills to go into these factories to start creating our own businesses. That's why a lot of people my age are starting to retire, because we came out with those skills. And before they allowed us to really start getting into our adulthood and our careers, they started sending those jobs overseas. See, and they don't have to pay them $30 an hour. They can pay them $6 an hour, $7 an hour, because in their country it's like 30. And it's the dynamic what we see today, because you can only get a job a auto factory, fucking Walmart, Amazon. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, and shit, that shit break your back after 25. After 25, man, your back start hurting because lifting them boxes and shit and all that and loading them trucks, it should be no fun. So this is where we are, man. And hell yeah, let your kids go overseas. Let them go over for a year or two. It'll change their life and change yours too.
Yes, sir. So, any advice for the guys that like looking forward to going into the military? Like any heads up you can give them? Any little advice?
I'll say this: if you're not sure, like say you coming out of high school, you got a child or somebody's coming out of high school, do a side by side comparison. Pull up what it would cost to go to a city college or just a college that you know. You can pull any college out the hat. Do a side by side. Say, okay, this is the cost of tuition. This is the cost of room and board. Because a lot of times the dorm room costs more than the tuition. This is the cost for food. You always get the meal plan. Don't let nobody tell me, I don't need no meal plan. Shit, you get the meal plan. Even though it's a little pricey, you get the meal plan included. Because that way you can eat whatever they got any time of the day when it's open. You ain't got to be scrounging eating ramen noodles and shit for 2 weeks. And then you got to look at book supplies. You got to look at all that for a year. All of that may be 20,000, 15 to 20,000. Depends on what school you go to. A 2-year school, it's going to be about 15. You go to a 4-year school, it's going to be about 20,000. But let me correct it, per semester. So a school on average is going to cost you about 20 to 30,000 a year. A year. So you divide that 10,000 a semester, 15,000. So think about that. So you do it side by side, right? And then if they go to school 2 hours, 3 hours down the road, you gotta account for gas back and forth. That's why you keep their ass in school. Tell them keep their little slow ass in school so they can study. Because most people don't study. They freshman year, they party. They try to hang out and party. That's where they go wrong. You gotta set aside 3-4 hours a day, every day, to study. That's where you get it. Then by your junior, senior year, you have a little leeway. But then you're trying to graduate, so you ain't focused on that. And then you take the military. What about going into the military? Right now, the E1, and if you have JROTC while you're in high school, you're going to go in as a E2 or E3. E3 is about $1,900 a month, right? Compared to you got to pay $15,000 a semester because it's 4 semesters in a school. So 15 times 4. Think about it. Over here, you're going to get paid $1,900 a month. You don't pay for your barracks. It's like a dorm. You stay for free, right? You don't pay for food because the military has its own mess halls, and the food is nice because soldiers are cooking it that been trained. So you don't pay for that. You just you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner as long as you show up in the time that they open. At night, you might want to go off base. You and a couple of buddies go in, get your little pizza. But shit, that's about $10 a piece. You good.
Right.
Let me see what else. You got to pay for your cable. You got to get your own cable because ain't no cable. And you got to pay for your own car. So coming into college, I'm paying $15,000. Now, if I score high on the ASVAB, I can they're going to give me a list of jobs based on my score. The higher my score, the larger the list. I choose a good, and I always recommend choose something in there that'll translate out in the civilian world. Some guys go in to be police, which is cool, but I didn't never want to be wrestling nobody and running after. I ain't doing all that. But a fireman's a good one. Even a mechanic, because you can get out, they'll give you a business loan, open up your own shop. You can get all the nice fancy tools that they got at these big corporation, job dealers, car dealership. You can get all that. A fireman, a radiation tech. I guess I said it right. Somebody that do when you go get the X-ray and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Radiation examiner.
yeah, you can do all that. Man, it's about 85 jobs. Like I went the first time I went in as a cook because I was just trying to get away. I was like, shit, I'm down. I take that. I wasn't thinking. I was like, but it was cool though. I didn't cook the whole 3 years I was a cook. I used to drive because once I came back from the Gulf War, I was sort of hands off. People didn't have me doing a lot. They're like, nah, man, you good. You're a veteran. I was already a veteran, but as soon as I got back from the war, because when we got back, a lot of people got out. So they was trying to keep people in. So it's like, man, you good, man, da da da. And then it's a whole lot of difference. I'm gonna break it down. So let's just say you go, you get your skill, farming, electrician, plumber, carpenter, electrician, plumber, carpenter, and they all hang together. We all in the same group. So after my first 3 years, I signed up again for 4 years,
Right.
and I went to train because once you re-up and you change your job, you go learn the skill. They gonna take you and you go learn that skill. So they sent me to school in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and I learned how to be a carpenter. They teach you everything from pouring the concrete to actually putting the roof on. So you're doing everything. You framing it. What you do it. You do it all.
16 hours.
Like I said, you do it all. So when I got to Fort Polk, in my unit, it was carpenters, plumbers, electricians. So we all working together. So I learned those skills hanging around them, watching them. And once we all working together, we teaching each other everything. Because once you out on a mission, we ain't got time to be talking about, well, man, I don't do it. No, you gonna get your ass over here. You gonna fucking put these wires in these plugs. You learn how to do it. But the thing about the skills, you learn it for free. You learning all these skills for free. Now, and I learned how to drive a dump truck. I went to a dump truck school. I don't even think I went to school. I think they just said, you know how to drive? You got your driver's like, yeah, okay, you're going to drive the dump truck. They show you how to. I'm serious. They show you how to.
They throwed you out there.
Yeah, and that's how they do. You got to drive like they show you how to dump the load. And man, we used to have so many missions where we would just go dump the load and do all that. And they send you TDY. TDY is temporary duty. So they send our unit down to El Paso, Texas. When I tell you El Paso, Texas is a single man's paradise, yeah, it's a single man's paradise, bro. You got every nationality you want. You see a lot of Mexicans because it's down by war is Mexico. But boy, when I tell you, you go to the NCO club.
Yes, sir.
Man, oh my God. I had to tell you that story offline.
Oh man.
Wow.
It's too live. But it's live. You know what I mean?
Yes. But listen, it teaches you all of those skills, right?
Yeah.
So when you get out, now you more employable than somebody who went to 4-year college. Because I spent 4 years doing construction. Somebody that go to a typical college, they might spend 3 years in a book. And now in the last 6 months, 4 or 5 months, they doing construction. But that's why guys in the military get hired first. There's a hiring preference. And it's a sheet that you turn in to your potential employer. And they'll hire you over somebody who went to college because they understand you got discipline, you got work ethic. You know what I'm saying? And you skilled because you done spent 3-4 years doing the job. You know exactly what to do. So you ain't got to be a whole lot of training and all that. And you hang around because it's like the motor pool. The motor pool is just a big ass parking lot with everybody. Like the cooks got their truck, construction workers got their truck, the mechanics got their trucks and all their tools in it. The guys that do the compressors, they got their vehicles. Because when you go out, it's self-maintenance. So if something happened, okay, they can fix the flat right there on the spot, on the side of the road, get you back on the road. You know what I'm saying? When you go out and be out there in the campground, and they cooking for you. You eating hot meals. You know what I'm saying? So it's self-maintained. That's the good thing. And when you're around all these guys, you know how to do everything. They even so okay. So once I learned how to do all of that, once I got out, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't want to fucking do construction because I was hurt. I already had my back surgery. My knees started acting up. Ended up having knee surgery. So you take the GI Bill. The GI Bill, they take $100 out of your month the first year. $100 out of your check for the first year, right? And then when you get out, they give you, well, back then they was giving you like $1,000 to go to school, but they pay for your books. Now they give you like 1,600. They pay your tuition, pay for your books, do all that. So you can go do 4 years in the Army, get out, go to a 4-year, 2-year college. Now you got a degree on top of your military. Now you're even more deadly out there. You're more than likely going to get every job you apply for. And you're going to make between, let's just say you do your time in the service, you're going to make about $20,000. But that $20,000 seems like 60 because you're not paying for food, you ain't paying no rent. The hardest decisions you're going to make is what type of cell phone you're going to get, your cable, and what type of car you're going to get. Because while you in training, in basic training, you accumulate money. When I got back from the Gulf War, and this was back 1990, I had spent $1,000 in Saudi Arabia because they don't take no taxes out of your pay when you go to war, and they give you extra pay. So you can go to war just in a war zone. I was in the rear when I was in Saudi Arabia. I didn't carry no weapon for 6 months. It was locked up in the cage, no weapon. Anyway, I was walking. Because I wasn't doing
nothing to worry about. Wasn't nothing to worry about.
I came back with like $6,000 or $7,000 in the bank. The guys that was ranked higher than me, they'd been there longer. They came back with like 10, 15. Some people came back with like 20, 25,000. So you know what I'm saying? Then if you got out, they was getting on like 15,000 to get out. A lot of that. Now when you go in, like the firefighters, I know in 2021, if you went in and you wanted to be a firefighter, they was giving you a $30,000 bonus. So you go in, you complete your firefighter school, you get to your base, they give you $15,000 on top of your pay. Now you got like $25,000, and you ain't even been in the Army a year. And then every like year they'll give you another like 5,000, and you'll get the last bit of it when you get out. If you decide to get out, if you're not, when you get to the end of your first term, then they'll pay you, and then you can re-enlist. But you don't get no more bonuses, but you done already got shit, $40,000, $50,000 in the bank. And then if you get hurt, if you hurt a pinky, go to the doctor, let them check it, put it in your medical records. So when you get out, you can go apply for disability, and then they'll pay you $400 or $500 just for your little pinky that you twisted, and it's all right. It just ain't, you know what I'm saying? And you can get disability pay and still work. You know what I'm saying? You can still work. So it's a win-win anywhere you go. But a lot of people are like, man, go to war. I'd say this. Go up in Chicago and walk around some of them neighborhoods and see how you come out. Y'all see the neighborhoods out here, how crazy it is. These little young dudes out here with this reckless shooting. Because in the military, they teach you how to aim and you hit your target. They're going to put your weapon in so much where you aim it, it's going to hit. So, and it's going to save you about $25,000, $30,000. Because if you go back to the GI Bill, and I had vocational rehab. That's another thing. If you get hurt while you're in, like I did, vocational rehab pays for everything, and they send you a check. I was balling, man. I was balling when I got out. When I went back to school, man, you talking about I was getting a check. My school was paid for. I didn't pay nothing. And I was getting a check. I didn't even work at all. The whole time I was in school, I didn't even work because I was getting money. So,
Just kicking back, man. You know, falling on a pile of a couple thousands. You know what I'm saying? Chilling.
and I was young
Yeah.
with her, brother. No, I shave. I say, I went back to because when the basic training, everybody go bald, everybody get shaved bald, face, everything. You ain't got nothing. So
Pac-Man fade.
once you get to your duty station, you can grow your hair, but it has to be like a little fade or whatever. Most of you know fade.
Yeah.
So when I was getting out, I seen my old basic training picture. I'm like, I can do the bald head. And I actually shaved my head the same day I got out of the military. I've been bald since 1997. That's when I shaved. And I had nice little gray hair. I just like, I'm different.
Yeah.
I'm changing. My life is different. It's been it. My stock went up 40% when I shaved my head.
Mm. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
And I was in shape. The hunters was on it, man. They was on it, man. I was fighting them off. I ain't have no gray in my beard. It was rough out there.
That sound excuse me. It sounds like that's a nice little like something for kids to think about once they get out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of going to college and paying all this, you can go over here and make all debts. So yeah, it sounds like a good option, man. I ain't never thought, nobody never put it like that. While we was they always like talked about going to war. That's the first thing they say. Oh, they put you on the field. Well, they might put you on the front line. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now when I think about it, I'm like, man, you know what? I probably would better off going there than sitting here battling y'all musty jokers out here in the streets.
Yes. Now here's the thing, though. One thing about it, okay, like certain jobs in the military, yes, it's designed. Anything that says combat on it,
Yeah.
you more now. Now here's the thing: if there is a combat, you may or may not go. But here's where the trick bag is. When the recruiters start talking about joining the National Guard or Reserve, they are the first ones to go to war.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, because you ain't doing shit else the rest of the year.
I mean, I know where I would have been, Trey. I would have been in electronic fields, the electronics. You know what I'm saying? I would have been with the computers.
But guess where you would have been at, though? Your ass would have been 40 miles away from the combat.
Right.
You wouldn't see no combat. You'd have been like, what they doing?
I'm the person typing on the thing saying some airplanes coming in, and it's these people on the field. I might be controlling the drone or something. You know what I'm saying?
And that's it. You would be nowhere in sight. You wouldn't be out there going through the trenches and all that. That's the infantry. That's the artillery. Those guys, the land mines and all that. And that's the thing about the military. You get trained on all that. How to do the what's it called, man? It's like it's a little box looking bomb. You set it up and it points out and shoots 1,000 pellets.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about, though. I don't know what it's called. I know what you're talking about.
What it's called, though. But yeah, guys.
Yeah, it's like a drone, though.
No, it's in the ground. You set it on the ground. It almost looks like
you can control it though, right? Like you can control it with a remote.
Well, yeah, you got a little hand trigger. You lay the bar out. You know what I'm saying? Like they teach you how to do.
They got them on wheels now, Trey. I think they got them on wheels now.
Yeah, it's just more. Yeah. They teach you how to do C4. Yeah, we was working with C4. We was exploding, and you don't just set up. You explode that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fun, man. You go to a live range. Yeah. You learn how to throw grenades. They tell you to throw it like that, but shit, you out there, you trying to, and everything's live. Everything's live. They take you out on the range and they'll let you see everything. 50 caliber, that was probably it's like a big gun on top of the tank, man. The bullets like that long, man. Put a hole in it like that. Yeah. But yeah, everything, man. Everything that they do in the military, what's the good thing, is hands-on. And the way they train you is, say, today, like we would have been in the classroom this morning. You've been reading up on it, how to break it down. And then the whole afternoon after lunch, guess where we at? We actually doing what we just read.
Right.
And if you can't get it right, they gonna go back, they gonna train you some more, and then they gonna take you back out and let you try it again until you pass. So they don't really let you fail. Now after about 20 times, they be like, man, your ass just done. You ain't like, and that's how they gonna talk to you. Drill sergeants are the drill sergeants are, they seem cruel, but they the coolest ones, man. Because towards the end, you know, they like, man, hey Ferg, man, you man, wherever you at, man, look us up, man, look us up, man. We're gonna come, man, we're gonna kick you, we're gonna do whatever. You know, but in training, man, they're like, man, I'll fuck you up, man. Like, man, I kick shit out of you. Cause I had some drill sergeants, these motherfuckers was in that old martial arts here. They used to be like, come on, let's go in the woods so I can fuck you up. I'd be like, no,
Oh man.
I ain't doing that. Man, you look like you want to fight. No, not me, man. No, not me, man. But I did have to choke somebody out though one time.
Oh man.
Choke his ass up. He picked me out. How you gonna pick me out? I play football, man, and I wrestled in the streets, man. I don't do all that old. So we was cleaning our weapons in a room. It's a big old auditorium room. We just sitting there because you clean your weapons 4 or 5 hours. You just sitting there. You like, damn, how much I can clean this shit. So after about a couple of times, you smart. You like, because when they say, okay, they tell you once it's clean, bring it up here, we'll inspect it. So motherfuckers clean that shit in 30 minutes. They run up there, be like, no, it ain't clean. So you figure that shit out. Like, hold on, I'm just gonna sit here for these 4 hours and talk, clean, talk, shit, clean. And then at the end, you gotta take it up anyway. They know that motherfucker clean. So one day the drill sergeant's like, I'm gonna let y'all have a little fun today. I'm gonna let y'all wrestle. Everybody wanna wrestle. This is one motherfucker, he been over there working out, lifting weights and shit. Talking about his family was in what's that? The little military school, West Point. His family's in West Point, and they captains and all. Okay, cool. So he's like, I'm gonna let y'all wrestle. So he's like, yeah, I want to do it. So when he said it, I was telling my little buddy, I was saying, no, man, y'all don't want to wrestle, man. I said, man, why y'all want to get all hot and sweaty? Then he would go out here and smoke the shit out of us. Smokers, man, they gonna make us do push-ups, sit-ups, all kinds of shit. So I was like, no, do it. Man, he gonna say who you want to wrestle. I'm like holding down. I ain't even looking at him. I'm holding my head down like I ain't even want. He gonna say I want Ferguson. Man, no, you don't. I said, man, no. That's the first thing I said. I said, no, man, I don't want to do it, man. Ferguson, get out of here. Man, just like, no, please get out of here. Man, we get out there, man. He gonna come up with that old high school shit, man. He went for my leg and my strength. I play football. I know how to spread my leg. Man, when I tell you, I put that dude in the chokehold. I locked that little pit bull left arm on his ass. And the only thing I did was just the same shit that they do now, just wrapped it around his body. Man, I got those yanking his head up like that. Man, that dude almost passed out, man. We ain't never wrestle again. It was over. He ain't never break it up again. The drizzle like, nah, man, you almost killed that boy. I said, man, I told you I ain't want to wrestle. I wrestle in the streets, man. I don't do all that old high shit.
We don't do that plan. Soon we can get it over with. We getting it over with.
And that's how I did it, man. It was funny too, man, because I hit that motherfucker. He went that up. I don't know what made him go for my legs, man. I'm like, I just locked that shit in. Almost fucked his neck up, man. He could have ended his whole career.
Wow. Calling you out. Almost ended his own career.
I was like, not me. Not me. Man, you ain't had none, man, in weeks, man. You ain't had no drink. You ain't had nothing in your system. You ain't doing nothing but exercising, push up.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you're doing 1,000, 2,000 push ups a day, 1,000, 2,000 sit ups a day, running 5 to 7 miles a day. Come on, man. I'm already frustrated over here, man. Don't do me.
That was the perfect thing to let out some frustration.
Yeah. And it's one more thing about the military that guys don't like. You got guys that want to play sports and may want to continue the sports. You can go to West Point, and West Point is free. It don't cost you nothing. You just got to fill out an extensive application. But you can go play football. You can go play football and still get your little military pay. The only difference is once you play 4 years of sports, you got to do 4 years in regular army. So you do 8 years in the service. But those guys coming out of West Point, man, those guys are making $140,000 to $160,000 coming out of school.
Right.
26, 27 years old. So why
So
not?
that's better than 8 years working a 9 to 5.
Yes, sir. And they getting paid like that too. Because I was working in education, and I used to have to go to those sessions, and I used to always ask them, man, how much can you make? On the low end, you may make 120. On the high end, you can make 170, 180. So about average 130. And I'm like, but a lot of guys are afraid, man. They rather stay out on the streets, man. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, because everybody ages out. At some point, you age out. After about 35, you ain't really started a no work process. You really setting yourself up for fame, especially for a brother, because your Social Security is paid forward. You put in the work that you're gonna get when it's time for you to get it. But if you don't put in that work, shit, they might and don't have no child out of wedlock. That's what I say. Now, if you have a child, let's say you have a child while you're in the service, they're gonna pay you. Now you gotta verify that you're the father, but they'll pay you $600-700 a month for your child on top of your pay. So whatever your child support is, right? Whatever your child support is, it won't even affect your check. You can just pay the little $400 a month and still make a little $100. And another thing, if you go to school in certain states, and that's why you got to look at the laws or the rules of each state. Say, in some states, if you join the service out of that state and you get an honorable discharge when you get out, your children can go to college for free, any state school for free.
Ooh.
They can still get all the financial aid. They can still apply for 1,000 scholarships. There's no limit on scholarships. You can apply for 500 scholarships and get $500,000 worth of scholarships, and all that's coming back. Because again, the school is free, so you're gonna get all that money. But again, not a lot of brothers do it. I wish brothers would just fill that shit up, man. Get that free knowledge, get that free skill. Take a skill that you can transfer when you get out. Do your little time, shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing stupid while you're in there. I know two guys, man. One of them was 19, one of them was 20. So it was a white guy and a black guy. They became friends once they got to the base because they ain't know each other. They hadn't been there long. They go home to the white, and the white guy had a sawed-off shot. He had a sawed-off shotgun, right? So they go to the white guy's hometown. Why they tried to rob a bank in there when they was at his hometown? While they was in the service. And guess what happened? He got caught. Now you're gonna do 20 years. Yeah. And in the military, if they whatever time they give you, you doing all the time. Ain't no parole, ain't no good behavior, nothing. So they got, I think they got 15 years. They got 15 years in Leavenworth, but you're still in the service. You're not out of the service. So you getting up at 4:30, fucking breaking rocks to 5 o'clock, and then your ass do the same thing every day. Move this pile of rocks to that pile of rocks. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still get out. You get a dishonorable discharge. You can't get the benefits. And this is where you see, like, if you see veterans, guys that say they veterans and they're not getting the help that they say they should be getting,
right.
The first question you should ask them is, did you get an honorable discharge?
Right.
Because if they get a dishonorable discharge, they can't get no benefits.
Over with.
And it's over with. Because you really, man, it's just like if you ever play sports and the coach yell at you a little bit, that's all it is, man. Extreme football practice, basketball practice. That's all it is, man. Because once you get to your basic training is probably the hardest thing you do. Because they always on your head. They waking you up at 4:30. You better have your room clean. Because everybody in the room, it's usually 8 to 10 of y'all in one room, right? Everybody's stuff gotta be uniform. Everybody. Because they'll come through, man, like the first week, man, they'll come through, man, and they'll have you out all day. And while you out, somebody's in the barracks just tearing y'all shit up, just throwing the shit around.
Damn.
Yeah, you come back like, what the hell? Because they know your stuff ain't right. But that's just to get you to work together, become a team, become a family. And after about 4 or 5 weeks, man, everybody's marching on point. Everybody's uniform. You know what I'm saying? Stuff is uniform, everything faced the same way, everybody's socks is rolled the same way, sheets is tight. They check all that shit. But it helps you form a little discipline. Sometimes, like me, it just helped me out because I was always neat before. Because my father was like, neat. I learned off of him. So when I went to the service, I was like, oh, this shit's easy. But I still got my shit tore up because other people's shit was messed up. You know what I'm saying? And here's a good thing. I don't know if they still do it. This is my lesson. They have what they call, I don't know if they still do it, where after your junior year of high school, you can go away for the summer and go to basic training. And you in the regular Army, you're going to get regular Army pay for that little 10 weeks. And then you'll come back, you in the reserve, but you're not in the reserve, but you are. And you'll finish out your senior year. And when you graduate, you'll go to the school. It cuts out time that you would do after high school. But shit, you're getting paid to go to school. You're still in high school. Your parents just got to sign off of it if you're under 18. So it's interesting. Shit, send all y'all little crazy ass sons to the military. It'll change your life and change theirs. It'll change their life, man, for real.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that seems like the best, the best thing right now for the kids that's not doing nothing. Because a lot of them ain't making it, a lot of them ain't making it, man. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, man, it's like, we losing them.
Yes. I joined service when I was 22. So I was late. Like I said, I wasn't trying to join the service, but hell, I went to college and shit now, they took my scholarship. Then I called myself working at Target, still in bikini underwear. I was working at night. Called myself working at Target. I'm sneaking bikini underwear out there at night. You know what I'm saying? In the morning, I'm like, man, I ain't gonna be doing this shit. That was wild. One of the 3 packs because I was cleaning at night. I'm like, man, I got on some bikini underwear. That was wild.
Yes, sir. So Trey, before we wrap the interview up, any questions you got for me?
Well, Dr. Fritz Frost, man, it's hard, man, because you got, what is it called? You have 2 identities. Yeah. No, but just in this time that I've got to know you through this internet, I see that you're a very attentive guy. You seem to think before you talk. You don't overreact, and just because somebody has a difference of opinion or what I'm saying, you're not quick to sort of just start scratching and clawing and fighting and everything. You just seem to be a cool guy and take it all in stride, which is a rare feat for a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as you, and I know you see your baby girl, she wants to be around daddy. What do you think is some of the things that you can do as she gets older to help her avoid some of the pitfalls that we see in the young people today?
That's a good question. The main thing is, when it comes to younger people, the main thing I do have for them is lead by example, and let them watch me do what I'm telling them about. If I tell you about it, you're gonna see me do it. You're gonna see me in action. You're gonna see me make it happen. And I can also tell you the pitfalls it is. Tell you to just keep installing the knowledge while showing them the knowledge.
Okay.
That's pretty much
How
what I
old
got
is
for
your
that.
baby? How old is your baby?
The youngest?
Yeah. Well, all of them. I forgot you say you had a few. I mean, how old is the oldest and how old is the youngest?
The oldest is he 15. My
Okay.
oldest daughter is 12. My
Okay.
youngest daughter is 1.
Oh, that's okay. So 15, 12, and 1.
Yeah,
Okay. And the 15-year-old, it's a lot of things changing in his life as far as him physically, mentally. He's thinking about a lot. His emotions are all over the place. That's a typical 15-year-old.
oh
They
yeah, for
challenge
sure.
shit. You know, the daughter that's 12 is probably the most sensitive time in her life. It's most sensitive because she's trying to find her identity. She wants to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? And, they just struggle. And it's just not her because I work with those ages a lot,
Right,
so it's important to help her find her true gifts, her gifts. Like the stuff that you do, if you was to teach her the stuff that you do, it'd probably take her 6 weeks. She'll be able to do shit 10 times better than what you do
right,
because she will absorb it a lot faster. So I don't know what she likes to do. And I always ask students to find what their skill is, what their God given talent is. What can you do naturally without anybody helping you do? And then go from there.
right,
And I've always told people to find that first and then build off of that. Do it every day. Once you find that gift, do it every day. So it can develop into something that is second nature. And I have a daughter. She's 30 something now, and shit. I told her when she was 6 years old, you had to figure out something to do because I don't believe. And I may have been cruel, but you don't believe in fat children. And she ended up being a cheerleader. She was a national champion cheerlead tumbler her junior year, and she was all state her senior year. So I just always felt like you give them the directions. And again, this was after me going to the military. I became more focused. Like I need to
right,
have certain things. Even my oldest son, like you got to do what you have to do. I'm not gonna have any excuses. You don't have to thank me today. You'll thank me later. And now in these spaces that we see, how the outcome is when we don't have the father giving a sense of direction to our children. They get caught up in this chaos that's out here. So commend you, man. Just keep pushing them and thriving them. Bring them to this space, man. Like,
yeah.
let them
They
see.
they
Like,
they they know what I do.
yeah,
They know my channels and all that. Uh they'll slide through every now and then, but be silent most of the time. And yeah, so I mean my daughter, she do like keyboard. She play the keyboard. I play music ever since they were little baby. They watch me make beats and all that. And she's a musician. She can write songs her own self. Um and she
that's
just she
talent.
just she just she just trying to find her right niche. She performing and stuff too. Like when the school have events, she'll
Yeah,
perform. She perform. I had a performance since she was 5 years old. So yeah,
okay.
man, yeah, get them out there. So everything I did pretty much that was like my boys, my stepson, he was shooting my videos for me. He was
Oh, okay.
recording. He was recording the videos. He's 16, gonna be 17, but he actually had a job for the school recording football games.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so he finding his niche right now, seeing what he want
Okay.
to actually playing his foot at. So I got him started early. My
Yeah, that's
son,
good.
my son, he just think everything about the streets is cool right now. He think the celebrity stuff is cool. And
Yeah.
the saggy pants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Talking.
it's an age, man.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's a lot going on, man. They like girls. They want to be in the it spot. They want to be cool. They want to be
yeah.
accepted.
My stepson, they like that. He skipped it. You see what I'm saying? Like he skipped all
Mhm.
it. I mean, he was just learning. Basically, he was learning. He had his yin and yangs, but he wasn't no. Oh, I'm finna get out here in the streets and be a gangster. He wasn't that type that I'm finna walk around with my pants down type. He wasn't that type that I'm finna go bully somebody. He wasn't that type. But My son is, you know what I'm saying? My stepson didn't. My stepson actually was just like, okay, I'm reacting. I react on how I was raised, you know, in the same household with his mom. I react on how I see things, but my daddy telling me something different. So,
Mm,
but what I'm seeing what my daddy telling me, and I'm acknowledging it and coming to myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's
okay.
so, but my son though, I don't know what it is, man. I'm gonna have to put him
Your
in a
son,
box, and I'm gonna have to
but,
put him in a box. You know what I'm saying? He gonna wake up out that box, and he gonna be in the military field. You know?
but, but here's the thing, Dr. Frizzle Frost. He is who you were when you were young.
You think so? I don't think
Yes,
so, cause
sir. I'm
uh,
just saying. Listen,
I don't
listen,
think
bro.
so. I think he the opposite of me, because
But did you
I
say
didn't
you was
bother
a
nobody.
risky?
I Look, I didn't bother nobody. He bothered people. I got bullied on. I had bullies that, you know, they were bullying me. Not he the bully.
When you
I
were a
was
teenager, when you were
Yeah.
that age, people were
Yeah, when I was
bullying you.
that age, I was getting bullied. I was getting pushed around. People trying to jump in front of me in the lunch line. Boy, don't you know I'm hungry right now? You know what I'm saying? Huh? Don't you Just because I make good grades, just because I wear glasses, just because I'm a top A student, don't and I'm a nerdy. I was a nerd, but boy, I'm from the streets too. Don't play
Right.
with me. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't bother nobody unless I was bothered. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I mainly spent my time defending myself.
Okay.
So yeah, so my son, the opposite of me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be the top notch student. He wanted to be the funny guy. And you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I took a classroom, and the teacher was like, we gonna have this event. I don't know what we're gonna. I said, shit, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a talent show. And we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. This how we're gonna do it. And the teacher was like, just standing on her mouth, like, yeah, this is what we about to do. And we did the talent show, and I was like pretty much directing that mother. Man, I was directing it from behind the scene, though. I didn't want to. I let her get the shine for it, but I was
So
directing it
you had
behind the scenes.
leadership. See, you had leadership qualities early, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
That's a hell of a talent, man, to have when you're that young, and to not fall victim to being bullied, being harassed when you're young. Some guys give in. A lot of people give in. They become what they get. You
yeah.
defied that. So that's a big honor to you. You know what I'm saying? That's something to hold your head up high for.
Yes, sir.
You know, hopefully your son turned it around, man. Just stay consistent in
Oh
what you
yeah, man. I
do.
stay on, man. I stay on him. I stay talking to him. Whether he listen or not, I'm gonna say what I got to say.
Yeah, you'll see one day. One day he'll be like, "Bubba, come on." 107 Goodies asked this question. Say, bro, what content do you have lined up for your channel? You know what? I don't even know yet. I'm still just enjoying life and coming on people's channels. I have to come up with some good things.
I mean, you got it going on, because like, you ain't ready. I mean, just by you appearing on shows from here to there, and you sharing the same content where you at to your space. I mean, you still dropping content, you know.
Yeah. Maybe she can give me some ideas based off, what I've said and me running my mouth sometimes. So I'm open. I'm still, writing stuff down, and I'm gonna be making a transition within the next 3 months. You know, so me and my wife got some opportunities. So where I'm at currently, which is my home, uh, it may change for a little bit. We got an opportunity to move around and take advantage of a great opportunity. So you may see something different. And my background might be different. And I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is yet. Maybe let's see what they say. May. So by June, I'm gonna drop something before June, but by June my whole surroundings is gonna change from where I'm at. It's gonna be a beautiful place too.
Okay.
So if you ever get a chance to come there, I'll let y'all know once I'm married. Then you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm coming. I ain't gonna tell y'all where I'm going, but it's a beautiful opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until then, 907, guess where I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be popping up on your channel. Harassing
Yes, sir. So you out here, So we
Yes, sir.
about to get ready to wrap the interview up. If anybody want to come, I drop the link in the chat. We'll stick around for like another 30 minutes. And but I'm gonna end the interview with the outro, but we still gonna be here for the after show. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody that came through. Let me run y'all down real quick. We had 28 baby came through. You can't. My thing keep messing up. All right, we had 28 baby came through. Shouts out Hassan, Tahir, Run the Matt came through. Shouts out to you, brother. 907 Good Eats. Randy. Appreciate y'all coming through. And Next Level, who just swan through like King Kong, got the jungle, and swan through this thing, man. Shouts out to you too, brother. And we're gonna hit y'all with the outro, but we got a after show. So appreciate everybody coming through. I beat it up into the strut, bleeding and screaming out for a pad. I'm from the south, no go to my mouth, take a look off, that's my swag. I'm so unique, my words to keep, I'm cranking in this bitch. I got keys like Alicia Keys, playing keys, too many keys in this bitch. Popping the top off of my drink, I'm solid, bent and leaning. They screaming, he crazy, I'm swinging my car, got people running and screaming. You talking that shit, turn it up, watch this how I turn it up. Throw your girl a couple dollars, you been messing up. Turn it up, watch this how I turn it up. Blowing hard off the candy, I been popping up. Told that, I walk that, new life I fought that. Picture this like Kodak, left for a minute but I'm right back. Red this beat like a train track, red this beat like a plane wreck, sank this beat like Titanic. Call him smoke cause he's a bandit, talking to front straight out the panties. She go hard just like some candy, down for whatever so I call her plan B, beat out the flash that money. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Trey, I appreciate you coming up, man. Good interview, man. Yes, sir. Hassan, you know you hear me. You can come up now, man.
What up, everybody? What up, Trey?
What's
What
up,
up,
son?
Fizzle Frost?
What it do?
Great show, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. I'm trying to get 907. I think everybody left though, but I told them it was
Yeah.
after show.
No,
So
they thought like they probably
I was
thought
ending
like we're gonna talk about it like when the show's over. You know, that's the after
Oh.
show.
They tried to off in another show,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, like offline. We lost the last person now. That's crazy.
Okay. It's all good, man. Everybody all right? You all right, Hassan?
I'm all right, guys. Just hopefully everybody shows up in my live like another 2 hours and 30 minutes. And this time it's gonna be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because this time we're gonna have, instead of the normal 6 people in the panel, we're gonna upgrade. We're going to 10 people.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's gonna get crowded. And that's if people show up. And lately people have been showing up. I salute to everybody that shows up. So Trey, get ready for battle.
A battle? What's the battle? Oh, no battle.
I'm just joking. Just in case, because when it gets crowded, like a bunch of people, things get heated.
Yeah.
You know.
I ain't gonna take my gloves off on no battle.
Damn. Oh yeah, we forgot. Salute to What We Know podcast. Appreciate for coming in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I missed that. Yeah, salute, brother. Appreciate you coming through.
JT, wild ass Wednesdays, man. Y'all got to stop by on Wednesday. JT, wow, Wednesday.
Yeah. So let's talk about what we got coming up. We got Hassan, you'll be live in like 2 more hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still up 907. And I wanted you to come up and tell the people what you got going on real quick.
Oh yeah, 907 has the interview, her own interview tomorrow. She's doing an interview tomorrow, so hope everybody goes checks that out.
Yeah. That's gonna be live, man. That's gonna be live. It's gonna be real good too. Can't wait for it.
And these interviews are gonna be great. And hopefully next week, guys, check out the Ron Mack interview over here. Once everything
Yeah.
gets settled.
Ryan Mack will be over for the interview next Friday. Hassan back in the action. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go over there, subscribe. And
But like I said, Dr. Fizzerfrost, you should do another interview on a Monday. If you have like too many people, do one Monday and one Friday.
We got you covered 907. You know Hassan got you covered.
Yeah. Throw your head wrap on 907. Make it put your queen wrap on. That's all.
Yeah.
And I just saw Fizzerfrost, like you had like 2-3 people watch on the Facebook site too. That's
Okay. I see. I ain't had my phones on. Really, I had them. Had my phones off this time. I wasn't even watching from my side, so I couldn't see what was going on. Usually, I have both of them right here. One on YouTube, one on Facebook. So that's good.
Yeah, I think I need to start doing that too on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, you know, make your page, or you can do it on your, or make your personal page or account, a business account.
Okay.
She said she gonna throw the wig on. You know what I mean?
Oh, no wigs.
The wig.
Oh.
Hey, Trey got them wigs over there. Don't you got some wigs, Trey? Don't you sell wigs?
Yeah, I sell wigs, man. You want this? Anybody looking for one? Anybody looking for one? I'll sell them one. What color they want?
Yes,
you know
sir.
the ones the best hair. If you want to buy the best hair, wigs and all that in India.
Yes, sir.
Now you come to Treyfergs Wig Emporium. Get you one of these.
So I just want to give you guys a little heads up. Like today's show on my show is gonna be whatever. You know, I don't have nothing planned. I'm gonna ask a question and then we go from there. You know, it's like nothing big deal. Hopefully, I find a video that we can react to. If I don't, we're just gonna. Oh yeah, and then when you guys see the link in the chat, just click it, come right up. You know, it's all good. I prefer somebody up there just in case. Dr. Fino, you know what's up. Because, you know, my internet cuts out and I freeze. So I'd rather have somebody there continue talking than it'll be an empty, you know, no one's there. So I'm gonna put it right in the chat. So even though I'm not live, just click the link and come on up. You know, it's all good.
That what's up. Yeah, so we got Hassan in about another hour or two. Well, yeah. I'm gonna go grab some money. So by the time I get back, you should be set up and ready. And got 907 goodies tomorrow. We got 907 goodies tomorrow. She got an interview tomorrow. Y'all subscribe, hit the notification button so you be notified when she go live. Interview next Friday for Ron Mack over here on Dr. Frizzle channel. You know, Thursdays we come through and tell a little night story. So hit the notification button. Be notified. All right, go ahead, Trey.
No, I was great. Ask Hassan, what time is about what 7 o'clock? 6. What time are you on East Coast or Central?
I'm Southwest. I'm Southeast. West, yeah, South. Arizona time.
Oh, so you like what? It's right now. It's about what 2:47 your time.
Yep. So I should go live my time like 5:30. So
okay. I'm Eastern.
Yeah, so it'd be 7:30 your time, and you should be 6 o'clock or 6:30 your time for the frost.
Right.
And 7:30.
Hassan, man, I'm gonna be close, man. We got to sort of, get together, man, and get something to eat, man, later on in the summer, man.
All right. I'm trying to get out of the summer. You know how hot it is over here?
Hey, I'm gonna be close, man. I'm gonna be close. I ain't gonna tell you where I'm gonna be at, but you're gonna like it wherever I'm at. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It's like,
Hey,
hey,
get up, man.
Trey, you know who else is here as well?
What's that?
A good friend. Papi Blanco is also here.
Oh yeah, let him come on, man. Okay, yeah, he can come too.
We can chop it up, yeah.
Yeah, we can debate about it.
No, but the thing is that if people just like if we can stick together, we can do great business. Great business.
Oh
It
yeah.
just people got to introduce other people and then go from there. Look at this main event for what he got within the month. He's already getting interviews left and right. And after Ron Mack, hopefully you set it up with 6.
Oh yes, Sits.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sits, man.
Yeah, 6 has an interesting stories to tell as well.
Yeah, we might have to do his late night. It'll be by 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning. 6 be up late.
No, a little bit early so people can come and watch it.
It depends on it depends on his schedule, because I can adapt to it, but depending on his schedule. But 6 be up late, so that's why I said late.
Like 12 maybe, because he usually goes live at 11 p.m. whatever his time is. So 12 a.m. So maybe 10 p.m. 11 p.m. your time, because you guys closer to each other. He lives no. He lives in Colorado, so his time is the same as my time.
So he about an hour back from me.
Yeah. So if you do it 12 your a.m. it would be 11. So that'd be perfect. And you'd be out of work. You get an hour to set it up and everything. So
right.
And use the thumbnail that he used on his show.
Right.
That'd be perfect. The one that he has for gaming. That's a nice one.
Right. Yeah, he had to set up his share live screen.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting. But like I said, once you have more people to interview, do twice a week. One Monday, one Friday.
Right.
Hey, hell, if you talk to 6, you might set that up and do it Monday and get out of the way, and then Ron Mack, or you want to save it. It's up to you. But just see how that works. Try that out. See how that works. Two interviews a week, and then go from there. And hopefully OG J Speed accepts your invitation when you try to interview him.
Fritz Frost, you still live?
Got it.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we still live. Yeah. We still live. It's just like the after show of the interview, pretty much. I ain't this is my first time doing the after show after the interview, so just trying something a little different.
Yeah, so that's what's up. Something different started with Trey.
With Trey.
Ran through the interview, hit him with the outro. Then after the outro for the interview, we just chop it up, let people know what we got going on and what our people got going on, and that good stuff like that.
Yeah, so next week, tell the people. This doesn't mean the show is over. It means we're gonna do a little intro, then we're gonna do like another 30 minutes, because everybody thought you're gonna be like the show's over. That's what everybody thought.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I'm gonna do that, but they probably thought I was talking about
the back chat,
another live or something like that. But hopefully, this right here will be the new thing going forward, so we can chop it up. People can come up and actually join the panel after the show, and it, be like, just something different,
But yeah, I want to add this real quick. If people don't have nothing planned in their future, like for your kids, like he doesn't have college or nothing, send his carcass to the military. Simple as that. If he's not going to college, send him to the military.
But
So you know,
what is this is just my recommendation. A lot of people are afraid of what when you say military, they get nervous and really, you know. So I would just like I said, I've always tried to do those side by sides. You know, you can do it. You can do it three sides. Okay, this is the type of job you can get coming out of high school. This is this is how you can go right now. This is it. You know, or you can look at the military, or you can look at college. It's only so many avenues that you can go to coming out of high school in America. It's only so many. You can go work at a regular job, go to college, go to the military, and that's it. You know, you can become an entrepreneur, but most young people are not equipped to even start, you know, doing stuff like that because one, they don't even know what they have. They don't have no idea what they want to do. Most of them. Now, the good thing about the military, it will give you a sense of direction, and it will pay you while you figuring this shit out. College, you got to pay for this shit while you figuring it out. You know, you can. I don't know, man. I don't know why people get scared of it, but I rather, like you asked me in the interview, I rather learn how to break a weapon down and put it together, and what hit what I aim at, and to just be out here trying to carry something that I have no business and no experience and no training on that can potentially hurt myself or my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Give you a chance to get away, see something different, see a different part of the country, a different part of the world, a whole different type of woman, set of women. Because ain't nobody in there talking about I need a man making 100,000. They know how much you make because they making the same amount and they making it work. So I don't know.
Trey, do you think we should have a draft at least?
With things going on, I think so. I think everybody should at least do 2 years coming out of high school.
Ooh, how about this? Tell me what you think about. You know all the teenagers that go to juvie, right? Instead of sending them to juvie, put them in the army for 2 years, three
Why
years.
not? Matter of fact, how about
Yeah.
sending all the non-violent guys over too? Take them, take them to the training facility. Have one specific because they closed a few bases. They closed quite a few in the last 10 years. Take them to a base, and this. I think y'all seen the movie Dirty Dozen when they took those 12 guys and they got them out of jail. Some of them was they was in jail for various reasons, and they took them and they trained them how to be better
I ain't
soldiers.
seen that yet.
Oh, Dirty Dozen, man, that's a great movie. You gotta check it out. It's an old movie with
Yeah.
Jim Brown and all that. Do that to those guys.
But the question becomes: army, marine, or doesn't matter? I just
It doesn't matter. It's armed forces. You in the armed forces. That's what it is. It really wouldn't matter, you know, unless they can say, okay, but you take all of those guys, put them in a specific location,
and
say,
train them.
look, you either go back to where you were, or you can learn how to be productive. And you're gonna do this. And see, you put them out there by themselves. So look, y'all can take each other out, but it's y'all against each other. So you
Right.
either learn the skill, and then you go, you put them in the combat zones, you let them secure the borders, you let those guys secure whatever place that you know you are in the world, defending the country or whatever. And when you get out, after maybe five, like you've been inside, like you got a 20 years sentence or whatever, you serve 5 to 10 doing this. When you get out, we have specific locations for you to live. This is it, brother. You stay right here. We're gonna track you. We're gonna monitor you. You're gonna do all that, but you can live a normal life. But we're gonna need to know where you are because now you train to do things you didn't know how to do before. Because a lot of those guys are non-violent and they, you know, they just did something stupid. But why not give them an opportunity? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I was having a dry hell. These little young folk, they need something to do.
Or let's say not armed forces. Like train them how you know how rebels are trained, militias, like that, like similar to that maybe. Maybe not the
Yeah,
arm. like how rebel groups attack or guerrilla warfare. One of those
Well,
three.
but see, it's like then they'll take away from the technology, because it's getting away from that hand to hand type thing. But they still need people to monitor the border. They still need people to, when they go to these places overseas, to protect those facilities. Why not? Why not? You gonna get three
Yeah.
meals, you gonna get a little pay, you can change your life. But then
Yes, sir.
you got the people crying, oh, what if I get, well, go to Chicago and pull up on some of those neighborhoods. I think you're gonna just run around free. Go on out there. Go on some of these
Exactly.
bad neighborhoods. Because eventually you get in the way of these young folk. You're in their way. You're taking up space. And they don't respect you if they see you their whole life in that neighborhood doing nothing. They'll eventually will start harassing you, pushing you out the way. So,
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can agree a 16-year-old he could handle military. Some countries, even the U.S., as long as the parents sign it. Okay, let's go softer. Let's say the 13 and 15-year-olds. Okay, do you think we can put them in RTC, like give them a little taste, like some discipline? You think?
something like
Or
ROTC, yeah, you can, they don't go off. They just stay in the facility. They learning skills. They learning some of the skills that you've been learning in the military. So when you age ready, yeah, your next phase, or
because go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Trey.
No, because some guys, even in juvie, like some guys in juvie, some get in there and they realize they messed up, and when they turn 18, they okay, they get out and they try to figure it out. But I think it should be an option.
It's 17 hours.
Like a strongly recommended option. Like, listen, if you still believe you're going to struggle, you should think about extending your time in the service here and then go to the next phase, because it's so many skills that you can gain from the military. It's not all about fighting. Like I said, I was there 6 months, never carried a weapon, except when we were moving from one place to another. Never even carried ammunition.
Mm.
Never. So not everybody's going to fight. That's the thing. Not everybody's going to fight. Not it's a I don't say, let's say it's 400,000. It's maybe about 100,000, 150,000 that actually are going to go out there because they signed up. When guys sign up for the infantry, they sign up for that shit.
Mm.
They sign up for it. So they want to do that.
Because in some countries, I already said this, but in some countries, they just like they know their kids don't have a future. Let's say they can't afford college, or maybe they're farmers. You know what? Here's the army. Some take with 13, 14, 15. Some country they treat 'em like you're a man now. Some
Hmm.
country, hey, your uncle's in this rebel, in this militia. Go learn something. Go get trained, and that's why a lot of them. And then they learn. You'd be surprised. You're like, God damn! I remember this 16-year-old in this militia in Iraq, and before, uh, and even in America, think about it. That's 13, 14-year-olds already in gangs already. In Mexico, they were in a cartel, trained assassin, 13-year-old. He
Hmm.
would shut a grown ass man like that. Like 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 goddamn. And before the white guy come at us, hey, you still have teenage and KKK and these white national militia. So I don't want to hear it. So it does exist. It does help the male because and a man's world is a violent world. Every man needs to prepare for battle, even in peaceful time. You never know,
Yes, sir.
you know, and we understand that. Like I was saying the other day, as a cold a woman can be, a man can be 10 times colder and more violent. We
Right.
men, we understand. That's why we don't cross each other's boundaries. But and some do. And those people don't care. I don't care if I go to prison. I don't care if you give me deleted. We're gonna go. So like, goddamn. So it doesn't mean I'm not saying that to scare you, but that's a reality. We all understand that. The whole world
Right.
understands. And some people can control their anger. Some people cannot control their anger. They will lash out like, right? And some
Yeah.
people, the only thing that makes us not to cross that line is respect. That doesn't mean I'm afraid of you, but it's respect. Okay, he's walking with his daughter. He's walking
Mhm.
with his wife. I can't mess with him. I'm not gonna disrespect. But nowadays, that disrespect is getting worse and worse and worse. You walking with your daughter, bow. You're walking with your wife, they jumping you. They're robbing. Like, wait,
Hmm.
what's going on here? But it's still violent. Even the nerd, man, this guy's a punk. This guy's I can beat him up. He ain't gonna do nothing. But once he snaps, oh, he's gonna be a
Let's
mass
go.
shooter, mass grave, or serial killer, and he's still gonna end up violent.
Yep.
So do not open that Pandora's box, ladies and gentlemen. And I get it. Some people don't care. Oh, I don't give it. All right, and don't come for me for help. You created that monster. So,
Yeah, that's how it be, man. That's so how it be out
but
here.
in the end, even a teenager understand that he can get violent. I seen, like I said, there's assassin teenagers in some country for the mafia cartel. 13-year-old, 14. Now I'm talking about like train. They train them like he put like maybe 50% of men in America to shame. Like, damn, look at this. You know what I'm saying?
But
Especially nowadays.
Hassan, I know that there's crime all over the world, but do, let's say, 18 and under males, do they get in trouble with the law as much as they do here in America? Because,
Well,
like you said,
yeah. Well, in my country, here's the thing though: the teenage they're under control in a way. Why? Because there's men involved, tribes. They will beat the shit out of them. Well, what you do? Even if you disrespect the other tribe elder, like, whoa, what are you doing? They put him in the neighborhood. Hey, there's a community that needs help. Go build them a home. Go pick up the trash. Next thing you know, he's training with his uncle in this militia how to use a gun, how to operate better. They're gonna put you to work. Even though I don't want to go to school, I don't want to go to work. All right, that's your future, but you're gonna learn something. Get your carcass. So the men get it like neighborhood, this tribe. Everybody belongs to tribe. And you want to mess around? I'm the outlaw. I'm the tough guy. I'm defiant. Well, guess what now? You've been kicked out of the tribe, right? But I see a lot of people are afraid to be kicked out of the tribe, especially those troublemakers. You know why? Because he lost that protection now. And the other side is pissed at him. The police are pissed at him. Oh, they're gonna come for him now. Now he's on his own. Either he deletes them or they're gonna delete him. So that tribe is your protection. You know they got your back. But once you've given us a headache or trouble, you're good luck. You want to be this tough guy? You want to take on the world? Well, the world can fight back. What's protecting you is because we they communicate with the other tribe. Okay, we got him under control. We got him to listen, and he knows now. Like as much as he wants to, he can't mess up. One screw up, he's gone.
okay.
So that there's like law, there's limits, or if you continue, like some tribes now, we're not gonna make it that easy. Kick you out. We're gonna mess you up because we did.
So, so basically, you know, it's pretty much what I assume based off what you explained, that instead of just throwing you away and just saying, okay, well, we'll just continue to put you in our institutions. If a young man is struggling at an early age, they sort of just start, the men of those places who start putting him in situations where he's going to have some type of direction, where he's going to have some type of responsibility first, to give him a chance to work through that stage, instead of just saying, you know what, your ass just go sit in this cage for so many months, years, whatever, and you'll just continue this lifelong trail of just chaos. So yeah, so I understood that I already knew it, but just hearing you say it confirmed what I thought was happening, because I don't see a lot of this youth gang of chaos, running around disrupting the city, and people that are working out in in the markets and places like that. I don't see that in other countries. Only in America, is where I see it. But you just said the man, they allow those men, whether it's the son or not, or parent or not, to get in your ass if you on that BS, and they're gonna put you somewhere to say, okay, you want to be bad, your ass gonna learn how to carry this weapon over here. You're gonna learn how to defend just in case. But which is probably the best thing for America. But unfortunately, we are human capital in America. And that's the sad thing. We're human
But
capital.
yeah, and in America they allowed it to happen. But again, Trey, the only difference is in America you can't just come up to you and hey, don't do this, man. You don't tell me what to do. It's my right. And I goddamn okay. Like is a level of, in the way they say it is the ultimate disrespectful. Even in America, right? We say freedom of speech, freedom of speech. But what happens when a white dude goes to a black man, comes the N word? Well, it's my freedom of speech, right? We get that, but what do you think is going to happen after that? You can say it, but what's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to turn
Mhm.
violent. So there's certain things you shouldn't be religion, people's families, cultures. Because I get in America's chaos, but some people take that personal, like, whoa, what are you doing? And again, you probably heard this phrase 1,000 times, Trey. Pull up. Wait, what? Hey, you better be like like people look at Trey. They don't know your back. Well, most of them don't know your background. They don't know what you are. Oh, you want like don't like you want me to pull up? Like okay, you want to try me? Like you see, they don't understand. Like be careful with that word. Half of these
Yeah,
people online, they could be in the mob. They can be a cartel. We don't know. They over here smiling and smoking a cigar, and you telling them to pull up. I'm not saying you shouldn't be afraid. Of course, every man shouldn't be afraid, but you should at least have the brain to understand that word, like because people will pull up and like, oh shit, now I did it, and they don't give a damn. Oh, I'm gonna call the cops on you. Like, to some people that mean nothing to them.
yeah. Don't pull
So
up on old Treyferg. Don't pull up. Don't do it. Don't do it.
don't
Don't do
do it.
it. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Don't do it. If my German Shepherd don't get you there, they my, 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 my wife is well equipped. She's been trained. Don't do it. Don't do it. If my cat don't get you, my German Shepherd, then hey, you gonna get the ghost. You gonna get the ghost. The ghost on you. The ghost gonna get you. And my Saint Victor gonna get you. They all gonna have a shot with the scope. So be careful. Don't come over don't come over not messing with me and mine. So don't take this
Yeah,
smile, please.
and here's another thing. Even our prisoners, right? The people that go to prison and stuff, we also try to work with them, our family members, our community. We don't just show them away, get away from you, or like we try to find them a job, something, construction.
Okay.
So that way, or like over there, what they do is the tribe they use him as a bodyguard. Oh, you're in a prison, you're in a different world because people go to prison, they don't turn out soft. Well, nowadays I seen like what the hell? Are you sure he's been? You know how they act like wait a minute, something ain't right with this guy
Mhm.
because prison military when you come out, you're not soft no more. You're a
Mm-mm.
cold hearted killer or strong man or disciplined man. It doesn't turn you soft. Like, wait a minute, something. So they're doing something to them in prison. But the whole point is uh, they use them as bodyguards or they put you something like construction, helping the community. Like we're always around each other. There's always a job. Even the
Mhm.
loser among loser, he probably was a regular soldier at one time. E1, so he did his thing. Or maybe the only people like living like average, like is the blind and the handicapped people, like
Mhm.
paralyzed or like have mentally ill. Those we can even the deaf, like the ones can't hear and speak.
Mhm.
There's something for them. They're trained as well because at least he can see. Community. So there's something a little bit for everybody. And you're sitting with your tribe. You're having a meetings. You're discussing things. And these people are not average people. He has a PhD in this. This guy's a military commander, sergeant, captain, lieutenant. He's in the police force. He's in the federal because they're part of your tribe, right? And you sit down, you're discussing the government, you're discussing the
Right.
economy, and even the guy in our tribe that works a regular job, he's sitting there listening. Like, God damn, he's learning. His mind is open. Like, God damn. Even the ones in America, there's doctors, lawyers, uh, uh, firemen, policemen, even U.S. military, and you have a guy who works at Walmart, right? But when we
Mhm.
come to the mosque, that's all our little meeting. We sit, we talk about economy, we talk about. Did you hear you can do this and this in India? Like, wait, what? Really? God damn! You can
Mhm.
open this business in Iraq. You can do this in Jordan. They talk. They communicate. Even the guy who's at Walmart, no education, let's say, he's listening. Like, God damn, I got to save me 3,000 and do this, and they help him. You know.
Mhm.
So even the useless one, at least find a job for yourself and put it money in your pocket. At least you're being productive. We're not
Uh-huh.
judging you. We're not promising you the world, but help yourself. But yeah,
Right.
that's
Right. I mean, that's all good, man. That's I think America would thrive much better, but I understand the game plan, for most of the citizens that are here. I understand what they don't want allowed to happen. But America would be now you talking about the greatest country in the world. If America invested in those younger people who may be struggling with finding their way and give them a sense of direction, whether, like you said, going into certain, job avenues, construction, mechanics, engineering, welding, plumbing, whatever that is, it would be a greater place because they would be more invested. The youth would be more invested in their community because if I can do all of those things, I can now possibly house, protect my neighborhood. But unfortunately, America just doesn't do that. So this is what we get. This is what we get, which is sad to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it would be a lot better if we could get into a space like that.
but in America is more like divide and conquer type of thing.
Oh yeah,
America's looking at you as a business.
yes
It's a
sir.
contract. And once that
Oh yeah,
contract expires, they used you, they throw you outside. Even if you spend with them 30 goddamn years.
yep.
And that's
That's
what
what
they
it is.
do. That's how big companies treat their workers, and that's how they treat their so-called allies. Once that contract ends, or that guy over there, and the leader of the other country turns around and says, "No, I'm done with this. I'm not playing your game." They gonna they give the green light to Fox News, and Fox is gonna be the most evil in the world. He's gonna take over Minnesota. He's gonna take over your freedom. Blah blah blah, and build him worse than God knows who. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Once they paint that picture, they get what they want. They're going to invade, start a war, do this, do that. It's like you said last time on the Banana Wars on 907. They've been playing this playbook for a long time. They know how to do either you play along or they're going to make you gone, disappear.
That's
But
it, man.
it is what. And that's the reality, you know. But people, it's hard for people, especially the ones never left the country, to understand that part. Or they do understand that part, but they say, I'm not messing up my business. I got money. I'm making money. I don't want to speak out. Or the people, and there's people are been talking about it and speaking out. But guess what? They all got deleted in prison or look crazy. Oh, look, this crazy person doesn't know what he's talking about. So it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, it is, man. So we just gotta find a way for us to be better.
Are you looking at your chat? You have people coming in over there?
Uh, no, I'm just, I'm working on a little web page. Like I said, I just learned last year how to do web pages and stuff like that. I was just working on a little something, just playing around, keeping my skills sharp. That's all, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Spencer Frost, are you still with us?
I think he went out. I think he ran out to take care of some business, man. Oh, he's still
Yeah, I still hear y'all talking. I still hear y'all talking. I was just getting myself suited up.
Oh, okay. No problem, brother. Oh man, what's going on?
But yeah. And you know, and sadly, to get Americans out of this mindset, either like I said, either they need to go up to the top of corporate America, get them a government job, or go in the military. That's like the only way to open their eyes. Either that's gonna make them or corrupt them even more, and make them even more worse. So,
I say give him a chance, man. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? But it would change the dynamic of America. They would allow these young. And see, when I was coming out of high school, when I was in school, starting, I know 7th grade, in middle school is what we call it. It used to be 6th through 8th grade. You took classes that taught you life skills. Home ec was a class that probably you learn 6 skills in home ec. You learn how to sew with a needle and thread. You learn how to cook. You learn how to prep, and that's like 907 goodies. You learn how to prep it, measure it out. You learn fractions. See, that's all. Everything's working together. Math. You learning fractions. You learning. I remember we did other little projects. I forget. I know cooking was one big one, and sewing was a big one. So again, then when you got to high school, you had wood shop. Wood shop, you know how to use a planer, a router, a table saw, a bandsaw, a sander. So you learned all those things. Hand tools. Then we had science. We used the Bunsen burner. We made crystals. You said it, you know what I'm saying? You actually did it. You didn't read it. It wasn't on a piece of paper, unless you were testing. Now, students don't get that. There's hardly no science. Science is reading. You can't learn science. I don't give a damn what nobody says. You can't learn this shit. You got to see the trial and error. We used to have science fairs back in the day. When my sons and my nephews would say they have a science fair, I get all excited. Like, yeah, man, we don't do this and that. They look at me like, man, it ain't in your science fair. But that's what I grew up on. So we had those experiences, and the experiences were some of the greatest experiences ever. It gave you a sense of knowing, a sense of understanding, gave you encouragement, and you weren't afraid to fail. A lot of young people are afraid to fail. Failing is a part of life. Failing makes you stronger. Makes you understand better. Where could you have done it better? Especially if it ain't nothing major, but shit, these motherfuckers, they failed one time. Oh, life ain't shit. Life is so fucking hard. Come on, man. Get over that shit. That's why I don't feel sorry for that. I don't feel sorry for people that always complaining about shit that didn't work out. What did you do? Check all the boxes. No, but I didn't think that's the problem. Your ass didn't think about it. So go back and think about it. Oh, think it. Shit. Think
They
it's
be whining. They be whining.
Yeah, man, everyone. 107 Good. She had an interview with the lady that had a medical illness. And she still overcame that. These motherfuckers out here ain't nothing wrong with them. Just lazy shit. I don't get into this. You can cry all you want, but fuck. What you gonna do later? I ain't giving you no money. I ain't helping bail your ass out. I can give you the information, but you got to do all the work. Because I don't do no work around young folks. You around me, your ass gonna do all the work. I don't lift up. I can talk to you about it. You gonna read that shit. You gonna work it out. Now I can help you. So that's it. I don't do no work. My boys is around the house, man. I don't cut grass, shovel snow, do none of that shit. I ain't climbing up on the roof. That's their job. That's what they do. They do you want job. I'm not gonna fall and be fucked up for years and shit. No, they ass can snap right back out of that shit. A few days, I read to the doctor. That's it. I mean, but see, I'm a man. So women, y'all go to the store and the woman got a cart full of food, got 3 teenagers walking behind her looking stupid as shit. Man, fuck that shit. I now see that shit. I be looking like, oh, man, y'all fucked up. I never do that shit around kids. I ain't never doing no work. I don't give a damn what nobody said. But as they get older, they understand, like, I'm glad I learned that shit. Yep, I'm glad you did too. Because look how self-sufficient you are. You're not coming to me talking about, Daddy, can I get 200? 200 for what? Well, I'm short. Oh, how the fuck you short? Because last time I seen you had on some new Jordan. Last time I seen you had a new jacket. Well, yeah, but I can't help you. That's just me. Call it what you want, but that's just me. My parents, when I got to a certain age, only thing my parents provided to me was shelter and food. My mama was a good cook, so she was cooking like me, and shelter. That was it. My father showed me how to cut grass. That motherfucker started up the lawnmower, he said, "You prime it. That's it." He said, "Now grab his handle, squeeze it, and start walking." I'm looking at him like, so now, motherfucker, that's your job.
Right.
2 days later, I cut the whole neighborhood yard. I was the man.
That's it. You start at home, then you branch out to the neighborhood.
That was it, bro. So,
cut that shit. But yeah, man, I know Hassan finna get ready to crank his china up and he probably finna set it up or whatever. I'm finna get ready to go get this money. You know what I'm saying? But before I go, I do want to let y'all know the product coming soon. You know what I'm saying? So it's Frizzle product. Yeah, man. It's so yeah, so it's Frizzle product coming soon, man. y'all be ready for it.
Dr. Frizzle, you got a hat coming too, man. Like the hat you got on, little hat.
I got the Scully coming, the duffel bag, the book bag, the coffee cup, the face mask. Yeah. All that coming soon.
Treyfergs been busy. He's been working.
Man, both y'all has be working, man. I'm like, shit, I got a notification in my sleep, like, motherfuckers is online.
I was up last night, man. I did my show. I went on ahead and knocked it on out real quick because I know I had some editing to do too. So I had to edit something right behind that. I jumped on with Sits for a while. We chopped it up. Man, I laid down and shoot, man. By the time I woke up, it was time to do this show. I'm like, oh man. So yeah, it's going. Like today, a full schedule. Hassan got a show. I know I got a show later on. I got another show on Main Event Pro later on tonight. So
yeah. But yeah, everybody, literally in 2 hours, I'm gonna set it up. Hope everything goes smooth. And again, today's topic is like whatever. I don't have nothing in mind. I'm trying to think of something. If I find a video, we may watch and react to it. Other than that, we're just gonna have fun. Hopefully, I see people. We'll see how this goes.
Yes, sir.
See everybody in 2 hours.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody.
Later.
We out of here. I catch y'all then. I gotta end it.